such an insane front line for a real AD carry in mid, and then, you know, this insanely strong scaling Senna pick that will become this extremely long-range threat that you won't be able to get to very easily because you have to go through the Ornn that will be farming, you have to go through the Cassante, and you're also going to have this Nidalee threat that's going to be constantly harassing you as you approach objectives. And in terms of Mordekaiser ult value, it's relatively low here. It's going to be tough to lock Nidalee down because she's going to be so far away. You get one of the frontliners, there's another one that you have to still go through. And to get Owner into position to actually set up a big sleep here is going to be tricky.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Off we go into the first game of this very hype matchup. T1 up against GENG. Very nice, especially, you know, when we saw the blind Kalista coming through into just the Zeri, which we knew could be flex. This barrier going to have to be used here from Guma. Now he's rooted down. The spear nearly catches him as Guma, just cool as ever, doesn't have to flash or anything, but he is going to be pushed out.
Well, that just means that CHOVY will get guaranteed big money soon. And I really just like that itemization here coming through, as see both of our junglers have gone for the Faded Ashes. Owner with some topside control will take away these grubs. Not the most significant game for side lane pressure with the Cassante Mordekaiser, but it is what you can get when your bottom side is a little bit in tatters.
Yeah, we'll see if any of our mid laners, you know, get a moment to push, but you're exactly right. I don't think that Mordekaiser and Cassante are going to be giant threats in the side lane unless Zeus gets massive or Keen does.
I'm keeping my eye on the minimap.
He's watching. The knockup's going to come in, a root as well, but this is Mordekaiser, who might just pull someone into the death chamber, as there it is. Lahen's in a bit of trouble, but actually there's just not enough time on the level 6 ult, so Zeus is going to back away. Meanwhile, Fate's Call is going to be used up in the top side, and a lot of action, actually. His owner's on the top side here as well, trying to threaten Keen. All Out is down, but Zeus also being pressured under his turret. Who's going to be the first top laner to fall is really the question, as the sleep will come in, but the Senna ult helping a bit. A lot of tanking goes in from Guma, as Keen is very low, but no kill just yet. Another plate to go down, and finally it will come through. First blood, and Zeus will go down as we expected, but first blood does go to time. Might have a little grubs fight here as GENG are trying to get some of their own, and Guma forced to flash down the bottom side by himself. But with Owner up on the top side here, they might be able to pick up 5 grubs for the side of T1, as it looks like they will.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge win here for T1. Able to get this. Yes, they lost a flash bottom side, but that won't necessarily end up being too impactful. T1 will, however, get this, as it looks like GENG more interested in pushing plates bottom side, not willing to take a fight. They already bought 5 minutes of time with that first dragon. I say that, though. Lahen's is going to come over and mess around. Does have Unseal, but no smite set. And they are just going to
later stage of the game, but either way, we are going to get this TP up from the side of Zeus, as it does look like they do want to go for the fight. Keen just in the front line trying to zone this one away, as the smite, where will it go? It does go to GENG, as Lahen's is in the death chamber, but he is still alive. Zeus in that front line trying to take down this Ornn. It might be able to, but no, does get rooted up. Meanwhile, Keen will go down. FAKER does pick up that kill, as the Rift Herald did go to GENG.
Advantages really top and bottom instead, but late committed to the fight, and then we're still successful there. Again, Corki not very strong just yet, but the Mordekaiser ult is game-changing when you can just pull an Ornn out of the fight. Then you have, of course, a ton of damage out point. T1 are indecisive, and a few spears land. That's Dragon going over, and Keen's pushing forward.
Yeah, Keen trying to catch FAKER. That's not going to work out. Now he just gets hooked and has to flash away. The sleep is coming in, and Keen is just dead, as Owner will pick up that kill. Keen very over-aggressive in that moment, trying to start a fight onto Valkyrie. Corki, as now GENG's still trying to fight for this one 4v5. They have the poke, but at the end of the day, they're just going to have to give it up.
His ult is almost here, but I think without it, you just can't win this one. You got to leave, and that they will. CHOVY trying to trade this for a turret. It's super low. It looks like he will get away with this. He can just slide over the wall. If anyone tries to go for a punish, will scout with his extendo. This might be a bridge too far.
Yeah, they're actually trying to ult this as well. Just, is it actually a zoning ult?
I mean, the game basically ends as Hook comes through.
Yeah, that is Lehens. He's got some backup this time around. There have been a couple of awkward moments. Now the ult is going to be sent into the Ornn as now the TP comes in. Lehens is dead, though. I mean, this is no way for him to get out. That's a pick on a Lehens, and now T1 absolutely could consider this Baron, but still a very even game, and it looks like they just want to go for mid-tier 1 instead. Guma just going to flash because he went the wrong way.
Yeah,
wanted to go very fast to mid, I guess. And, well, he will get in there as Keen going to be pulled back by the Mordekaiser. Got to be careful, getting very low.
I mean, T1, they're very aware of this, but they just don't have vision.
I feel like this Baron is too slow. I don't know. They just don't quite have the same amount of damage, and it's still very early, but yeah, they forced T1 over.
They got a TP, and
they
now
got the TP.
That combo very difficult to steal this one away as T1. Chovy?
Oh, the ult here from Carrier. They're going to catch Chovy, and he should be going down. Down he goes. As meanwhile, Genji trying to do something in mid, but Guma's just hopping away. Keen trying to go 1v3 here, nearly takes down Faker, but at the end of the day, it's 2 kills for the side of T1. As Carrier still on the chase here, Lehens in a lot of trouble against this Kalista, and slowly and surely he's going to survive, actually. Does not burn down.
They're looking for a Baron.
Maybe gonna go for it. Faker's doing the dragon for some reason.
He does not have teleport, and I don't know if they saw him. It looks like he was seen on a ward. Genji do know. They're gonna come over here and contest this. Lehens has no ult, though. This is gonna be a Hail Mary. He has smite, but no flash.
Yeah. How does he get over the wall? Well, I guess he's just gonna try to walk in from the top side. That's not gonna happen. I think he might just have to go over to Canyon on the steal as the spear really catches it, but no, with the Kalista, an easy secure here for T1.
They will be able to, it looks like, even up the dragons here, but it feels like a consolation prize in comparison to T1's Baron. You consider the amount of
take that down with the spear. And so far, this Baron push has been a little bit lackluster. We're finally going to get one turret that does go down in mid.
Yeah, Chovy's not here with
but it really feels like today he's got his head on straight. And if he's got that, well, I say that, now he's a bit caught alongside Aguma as they're trying to get onto Aguma. Carrier is just going to get Fates called away. And double TP are coming in. T1 trying to turn the fight as the ult goes in. The death chamber onto Chovy. And there's more line. That third triple knockup comes in from Keen as he's going to knock that one. Faker is just chasing Canyon into the jungle, but he's not going to help out his team until right now. Misses the Valkyrie over the wall and is not able to get on in there. Not even sure if he wanted to really get on in there as Genji, they're turning this game around, trying to take down Owner now, who is a bit alone. Finally, Faker will come over and try to punish, takes out Keen, and he might just have the damage, forces the flash from Pays, so that they have to get away from this one. Owner still on the chase. Looking for a bowling ball as actually it's Faker who does get in there with one auto.
One auto's enough. And that's the 1v1 because he got so much MR even though he was low. Lehens?
Yeah, Lehens TPing in, but we have Carrier nearby as well. I think actually Genji have to back away from this one.
Yeah, bit of a disaster.
Oh yeah, Lehens might just be dead. No flash and really no hope. Gets a heal from the Nidalee and then just dies. And the TP, a bit desperate to say the least. T1 still in control.
I mean, these frontliners have been punished so hard by T1 this game. 1 in 5 for Keen, 0 in 3. Lehens caught multiple times this game trying to make plays. Carrier?
Yeah, speaking of trying to make plays, we saw a pretty good one from Keen.
Especially when he has flash like he does now.
All right, let's see the angle here. Carrier's on the backside. Will flash over the wall as now maybe a sleep to come in. That did hit 2 people, but that is just Cassante. Now the turn coming in, and Carrier's way too far forward, but he's very tanky. Does he have the items? And yeah, he's got Fate's Call as well as Owner trying to chip away at that front line. But Carrier is too far in the front, and down he will go. Lehens and Keen still alive.
Level 18 Chovy, front to back.
He's waiting. He is waiting. He's hunting for that moment. Another spear is going to land, and here comes Chovy over the wall just to immediately be put in the death chamber up against the Mordekaiser. Gets countered by the Mordekaiser Owner. Going in by himself. Keen does take down one, but he will fall as well. And now Owner on the chase here. Should eventually be able to take these two out, I would imagine, or at least keep them around in time for Guma to come over. As the Lilia so slippery, just gonna run away. That's fine as well.
1,700 damage for Owner in the fight. He did so much with Leandri's, just constantly applying that to these frontline tanks. And now T1, eyes on the Baron here, potentially. TP coming through from Faker, who picked up IE, his 4th item after that last fight. Great ultimate there from Zayas. He won't have it for this one to keep Canyon out of the pit, but he doesn't have flash, so it's a one-way trip.
FAKER's just so bad. I mean, like, he's just able to Valkyrie into people now. He's 5-0-7, matching Owner, who's also throwing bowling balls over the wall.
He's so late.
So low. Yeah, there's just no way GENG can get in.
Yeah, and Len's just TPs to clear a ward.
They're trying to heal through the damage. They're trying to tank, but their front lines just get absolutely melted. You mentioned it was like 10k damage that Owner did in that last fight. It's absolutely absurd. You just don't see numbers like that.
Yeah, not on a
Honestly, it looks like T1 are pretty much on the doorstep of winning game number 1. They haven't taken an inhibitor yet, and they still are going up against Ornaments. As FAKER's just going to be caught out and just killed. Down he goes, right as I was saying it. GENG trying to fight their way back into this game as they do get that pick, and now Keria just going to try to peel for the team. They have to use Fade's Call. Meanwhile, in mid, Zeus wants this inhibitor.
Yeah, sole point here for T1. And
yeah, that Owner is just going to be pulled back into the team. The Cassante gets the jump on him, and Owner is dead. And now GENG have prevented the Ocean Soul, which would have been massive up against all this folk.
They're trying to push maybe mid here to get an inhibitor in return, but again, it's so risky. By the way, 1,000 kills, fewest games, youngest player. FaZe gets it done here. He's the one that secures that one. But they don't get the inhibitor like you said.
Upset and really make the series interesting. But now GENG feel like they're back in control.
Yeah, it's still interesting. It's not over yet, but GENG making the plays.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate this front line, actually, trying to get on top of the Mordekaiser. But now FAKER going to go into the fight and immediately just die as CHOVY will take him down and punish FAKER in the mid lane as now Zeus has to go into this one. We do have a sleep as well. Lilia, Owner trying to do the damage, but this front line is just so tanky. Owner, though, going to go golden. Is it enough as Guma soloing down Keen? It's a very close fight, but at the end of the day, you see CHOVY and you see FaZe on nearly full health, and GENG, it looks like they may have just done it again.
Yeah, looks like they may have. It's been a few games this season that GENG been brought to the brink. It looked like maybe it's another win, it's another loss for GENG, but maybe it's not today, maybe it's not in this first game. The flyby extendo beam is going to miss. It looks like Owner gets out with his life, but that's not going to stop this Baron from going down. And there's a lot of standing gold, not that they really needed 40 minutes into the game here and all of these turrets. The first inhibitor of this series.
Yeah. They only got one grub, you remember from the early game where not a lot was happening. But take a look at the actual human nexus that is FaZe right now. He is a turret, and nobody can get on top of him. Nobody can close the gap between them and the Senna, and everybody on the side of T1 is just taking massive poke damage. Nobody can escape the wrath that is FaZe right now. And, you know, he's got 1,000 kills. He's got over 1,000 assists now as well in the LCK. And GENG, off of the backs of him in this very strong late game comp, might just end the game here. Keria, desperate to try to stop the push from coming in. FAKER doing a lot of damage, but immediately the heals come in.
So many minions starting to stack up here. Great front line. FaZe could just hit FAKER from so far away.
Yeah, there's just no way for him to ever fight that 1v1. Keria trying to stop the wave. Guma trying to do it as well. As down will go CHOVY, but there's a second, even stronger AD carry that's left over. It is FaZe on Senna. As okay, got a little sleep coming in. Trying to delay. FAKER trying to get on in here, but Owner just falls, and immediately FAKER will as well. Canyon might go down. No, he is actually going to live somehow. GENG take game 1 in 42 minutes.
A very, very close game. But even still, I'm feeling a little bit worried about this pick, as we do see the Alistair to follow up here, one of the only supports left that's good at weathering the storm here against the Nautilus. Will be able to get past the level 1 and then be a decent engage tool later on. A great front line with Keen for this area. They got the double 80 carry. The win rate across this year, I looked it up, for Xayah across 40 games in the LCK was 30%. It has been played 40 times leading up until this game, because I've been one of the biggest haters of Xayah in the world. And you have to deal with poke, like you said. You have to deal with the spears, you have to deal with the extendo beam, Corky rockets, and you have a lot of ways to peel for the Xayah in this game. So it's a better
game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Here we go, game 2 of T1 up against GENG. As, take a look at this, we have got Keen with Exhaust in the top lane. We've seen this before. Just to give that extra 1 CS to Chovy. You know, he needs all the CS he can get. And he's actually looking for a champion kill as well, as Faker nearly dies to a Frost First Bomb missile combo. Meanwhile, we got a little fight down here on the bottom side. Vi owner is nearby as the flash goes in. They're trying to punish Lehens, but the flash away from the feathers means that Lehens will get away.
Well, they don't have control. Pings of question marks on the Dragon from T1. Not sure if he's actually doing that one, as they did back. So they actually don't know where he is right now. And so this is actually a huge boon. They're going to come over here and find out. Lehen's going to play bodyguard.
I think Lehens has to be very careful here. And as I say that, I think he might just die. He is extremely low, but they don't want to push into the middle lane. But in goes Owner, and his first blood for Faker. As now trying to turn this one around is GENG, but they only have 2 people. They're trying to take down Keria. Tons of damage between these two. And in fact, Keria will be run down as he doesn't have flash anymore as well. And both of the supports
yet used his flash on that last play along with Faker.
Oh, the max range Q, and now the all out here on Isaiah. This is going to force the slicing Maelstrom. As we still have Exhaust, he really wants to run him down here, and another Q3 will have to be flashed. As in he goes again. Jeez, man. Keen really wants to get this punished, but Keen on the Cassante, no Exhaust anymore, and there's 3 people down, but Canyon has made his way down here as well, trying to stop the dive, and this is very dangerous against a Cassante. And look at Keen just getting away from the Q, and Keria is just left for dead. He's just gone. Get as much gold on the P's as possible, honestly. They're like, okay, we want to get him the plates. We're going to send Canyon down bot so that Keen is safe. And it just gets your gold in the right places. Meanwhile, trying to get a little bit extra as Faker in a rough spot, but he will be able to just dash away as he is Azir.
That's more plates for Pays, you know, +1. Going to be +2, at least, maybe even 3 here with Canyon helping out. And
yeah, he's like, give me some of that.
And Faker is behind so much in farm. Now not farming here is going to teleport mid. Chovy will have teleport advantage, can continue to put the pressure on. So they're losing out in mid, they're losing out in bottom, and Keen has stemmed the bleeding in the top lane.
So T1 have that lane going well for them, but everything else not so great as GENG are really punishing them, trying to get in here, but now it's actually Canyon who's going to get Fender's dragged back, and now Pace is in a lot of trouble. Barrier not going to help him out as T1 called the bluff on the bottom side.
He used his combo just moments before.
Trying to make a play up here on the top side. That spear looks like it missed, but it might not matter. Zeus is extremely low, does flash the wall. Remember, Keen doesn't have his flash, but he's Cassante. Just goes bottom turret, so there is that.
Yeah, Chovy's been taking all the farm in mid. Pace has been trying to get farm in bottom. I think we might have to have a little switcheroo on that as this turret goes down. Here is that the Azir picked up a kill, so even though he's down 30 CS, that's somewhat mitigated. The Xayah is very ahead, and Pace is going to kind of force out.
Maybe
in the end of the
maybe not great, yeah. Did get a vote in the POG. Lehens does have Unbreakable Will, but he doesn't want to use it. He's going to really try to save it until the very end, and he's just going to die instead.
Well, I mean,
okay,
it's a long cooldown.
Yeah, not as long as Flash.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Trading flashes with Faker calculated?
I mean, look, there's not much saving that one, unfortunately, for Lehens, but he has Hex Flash. They're going to get a turret, it looks like, the inner here in trade for this. It's Chemtech Soul, so, you know, I mean, losing a dragon doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. A decent amount of shields in this game, but they're small shields. I feel like the percentage game is not going to help. Lehens actually saving that Unbreakable Will. Doesn't actually do anything. Meanwhile, Keen is in the base. He is in T1's base. Yeah. And he does not care. And he's going to fight under the turret. Look at this. What is happening here?
Doesn't have his exhaust back, so can't actually turn this into a kill, but the Pays is Faker?
Okay, well that was... yeah, that wasn't it. And he might die, as now he doesn't have a dash. Here's Owner trying to save him, and you know what? Maybe we'll be able to, as now it's just Owner going to give his life for him. Nearly takes out Canyon, 1 hit. Might have done it, but yeah, that was a cover your eyes moment, as now T1 trying to close the gap here on a Canyon, as they did go pretty deep for that kill, but it's just a trade of kills, and meanwhile you're losing your top turret and your mid turret.
And you got teleport out of Zeus, and you had to make this teleport happen to go bottom side to trade a kill, but maybe you should have just been, I don't want to say happy with the L, but I think the losing somebody, losing Owner, and then, you know, just kind of
real. It's 80 carries that are OP. He's a fantastic Zeri player, etc. But in this game, it might just be a little bit of Cassante, Keen, and, you know, Keen Sante and Chovy Chorky in the mid lane, and especially because it is a Chemtech Soul. GENG might just take all 3, and T1 might just be like, okay, well, let's fight you on the Elder. We'll see when they want to make a play for an objective.
Faker
but for now, it feels like Gen G are just in major control of the map.
They have full private. Faker does have TP and did clear the Herald. Faker is finally going to go up here and maybe start to threaten this top turret. It's very healthy.
There's a lot of pings on Baron right now from the blue team.
Yeah.
Making me a bit worried.
I just don't think you can. I mean, Zeus has TP. He can come over there and maybe help you turn. But again, I mean, Faker went Gnasher's Tooth and now is itemizing. And Canyon obviously can heal. They have a lot of sustain. And T1 has to strike first. You know, it's really difficult for them to actually go into a team fight where somebody gets caught and then turn it after they lose someone, because their team comp is reliant on all the pieces working together. And once again, they're just going to put two solo laners in the same lane to get a turret. Like, Gen G's does this. They're like, no, it's solo lane, it's a duo lane. We actually get the turret. The double TP to Baron, calling your bluff.
Yeah. And this is what it will force, but Gen Z are okay with that because they push their lead even farther and they say, okay, we won't have TP, but we don't necessarily need it. And now it's actually Owner who's kind of getting corralled out of this one, as of course Zeus held on to his TP. So T1 have teleport advantage, but what does it get you, you know, from behind? That's really what T1 need to figure out right now.
Yeah, and Gen G are saying, you want Chemtech bottom, we're all top, we double TP, you have no vision here. Kennen can't teleport anywhere topside here. Keen is holding the door here, misses the engage there, Karya, and Gen G looking to turn.
Yeah, they want to fight. And here we go, level 16, Cassante. That's a huge amount of damage from the Xayah and Kennen, as Exhaust going to be used. Karya trying to punish, not going to catch him. And so Keen kind of finding out the amount of damage that T1 does have when they engage, but now Lehens gets in there and Owner in a bit of a rough spot. As in goes Faker, he's going to get the drop on a pace as they throw everything into the Zeri. That is a huge catch, but now Faker will go down and Lehens is kiting this one out, and he will be able to headbutt to potentially survive as well. Look at the health bars here on Zeus and Karya. They are so low and they're getting poked out, and there's not much they can do except run from here.
Yeah, Zeus, no flash here, really tough to make anything happen. Gumayusi is really the main character here. If T1 were ever to get something done here, might even try to look for a backstop. He's going to blast cone in.
Okay, he's going in. Didn't think that Cassante was nearby, and well, he found out that he was, and now he's dead. Flash is gone, and Keen still doesn't need Flash because he's Cassante.
I mean, it was so close to being that team fight I was talking about. You almost got the pick onto Lehens. He gets out, but then you get Pays, but it's in big trade there. Faker going down. You don't have enough damage to follow up Xayah solo range. And then he just decides, like, I'm the only Fed member. I have to do something. But it wasn't the right call there with the Cassante standing by. He just didn't have the right read. There's no Baron take, but it will be Gen G getting soul point here. And every little bit helps. I mean, all the extra healing, the extra tenacity, but these are small things that will matter, but it's not the game-ending take.
Blue Trinket in their own jungle, which was just pinged, by the way.
Yep.
And they're just going to start Baron. And they can 2-mana with Corki and Italy, and then eventually have the rest of the team come over, and there's just zero vision. I mean, T1, they're just going to have to send it, but they're too late. They're backing.
You can't even engage on Lehens. He's got ult, he's got flash. Like, Owner is just going to take the Constellation Gromp in this case, and T1 just could not come in. They couldn't do anything. Oppressive vision control, no way to face check, and they just give up the Baron because there's really no right choice. But nobody's side laning either. No, it's too risky to push that top turret, which has been alive and it's basically full health for the whole time. Bounty's now up. No bottom turret to push on the opposite side of the map. T1 almost checkmated in this game, it feels like.
Uh-oh, the Xayah gets engaged on. There's the Featherstorm. That's early as now Lehens. Faker looking for it, just going on a crazy raceway. I don't even know what that was. Meanwhile, Owner goes down, and Lehens is going to find another one. Finds the Kennen here. Nice Zonyas, actually. A lot of damage into Pace, who will go down. And that might actually stop the push for now.
That kind of saves the inhibitor, may have saved the game, because if they end up losing more people there.
They're sticking around, though.
Yeah, Guma, no ult.
Oh my god! What was that?
Bye-bye!
What was that damage?
I mean, that's some big quirky damage right there.
Was there a spear in that as well? There had to have been.
I think there was, yeah. And the RFC, i.e., everything hurts.
Well, the game might just be over now.
It is now, I think.
They fake back, and Faker's down. Zonyas can only save you so many times. And that spear is going to land, and that might just be GG, as with the Baron. The Rival Baron power play push coming on in. They're looking to end this game, and Gen G, they almost lost the game today, but they did not. And in the end of the day, it is a relatively clean 2-0 win over T1 as they're playing with their food, who is Owner right now. And it will be another Nexus to fall. Gen G, once again, will not drop a game.
Another 2-0 in the books for the team that's already secured round 2. T1 made the first game look close. The second game, they had that angle. They had a Fed Saya. You know, maybe